welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Friday, October 1st, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us tonight for another edition of Talking Fitchburg. And we got a busy one for you. It's been a busy show all this week to wrap up the month of September and welcome in October. We'll get you the latest headlines coming up here, including tonight's football game following Talking Fitchburg tonight. Starts at 7 o'clock. We'll have the details coming up. We'll be checking in with the Fitchburg Police Department on quite a few topics. A lot happening in the police department with recruiting. We'll talk about some of the recent shots fired incidents and, of course, some safety tips as well. All that coming up in the digest. In the guest segment, we'll check in with Fitchburg Star. Kimberly will be here to give us an update of what happened at the recent council meeting and other pieces of news within the city. So let's get into it. We've got some headlines for you. And football is tonight. It's homecoming night tonight as the Verona Wildcats host the Middleton Cardinals. 4-0 Cardinals coming to town tonight, 3-1. Could we have an upset in the making tonight for homecoming? I can't think of a better way to celebrate it. Either way, in the standings, Middleton 4-0, Sun Prairies 4-0, Verona 3-1, and James Madison Memorial, that's 2-2. So those are your top four teams here in the Big 8 Conference. And we'll have that coverage live on the community channel right here. You got to stay right here at 7 o'clock, so you can tune in for that. Other news, we got the fall hydrant flushing going on. This starts on Monday. Fire hydrant flushing will start on Monday, October 4th, and will finish on Friday, October 29th. Flushing will occur Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Due to flushing, water may be temporarily discolored, so please make sure that you open up your water faucets to full flow, the cold water, full flow, for a few minutes before doing laundry in the evening to avoid damage. And we'll be talking with Bill Balke about this on Monday on Talking Fitchburg of how they'll be doing that process. All right, the mayor's proposed budget is out. If you haven't checked this out yet, it is online. The proposed 2020 operating budget available at our website, fitchburgwi.gov. You can go and review that and check out what the mayor has proposed this year. I would say department head meetings coming up next week. They'll be sharing their input on their parts of the budget. Daily lane ramp closures will be happening next week on the Beltline. This will be happening on the Beltline between Whitney Way and John Nolan Drive. Lanes will be closed 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on October 3rd and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday, October 4th through the 7th. So please be aware it's going to be some extra traffic backups. And Department of Health Services has encouraged you to get your flu shot this year. If you haven't already, Wisconsin or DHS has encouraged everyone to get vaccinated for influenza this fall. Vaccine is another layer of protection to prevent against serious illness, hospitalization, death, and from preventable diseases. All right, that does it for the headlines. There's a quick one. Coming up next, we open up our interview with the police department right here on Talking Fitchburg.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready?
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from the Fitchburg Police Department, our chief before the chief, our acting chief, Matt Leahy. Matt, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you. How are you today, Jeremy?
I am doing wonderful now that you're here, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, I just love the decorating of the office. It has to be pointed out that we've got a police hiring, the posters in the back. We've got a great animal back there, and now I just realized what that is. It's Matt. You know what you're doing here. That's what's going on.
It's all about the presentation.
It is. It really is. I like it. So I appreciate you putting the effort forth there. We're going to discuss a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about the shots fired instances this past week. We've got the police hiring going on as well. We had a new hire of a police chief, and then talk a little bit about property crime. So a lot to get to in today's interview. We'll start with the shots fired incident. We had a few back-to-back instances this past week. Overall, Matt, from your background here and being with the police department, what happens behind the scenes? So we get these reports come in, and basically what is happening behind the scenes on that?
So I guess what the first thing that I think the public needs to take into consideration is at this point, there's no any indication that the incidents over the last month have been associated. That's probably going back all the way to September 8th. Throughout Dane County, we have gun violence is more often associated with persons than locations. So people, they'll encounter each other at varying locations throughout Dane County. So it's important to keep that in mind, that it's not this neighborhood or that neighborhood, it's where the 2 points intersect, and it's whatever individuals are having that conflict over each other. So with that in mind, obviously these types of incidents, gun violence, can erupt over multiple jurisdictions, and also impacting multiple neighborhoods throughout those jurisdictions. So we understand the community's concern, their frustration, and they're more often than not random, but of course they can randomly put uninvolved community residents at risk. So there may be this perception that nothing is being done, but I can assure you that we're continuing to actively investigate all shots fired incidents to the fullest extent possible, of course. And it's also important to keep in mind that these types of incidents, because of the time of day, the location, they can take months to investigate. And that includes obtaining evidence, speaking to witnesses, locating suspects. And of course, those investigations are directly impacted by what type of evidence is available. If we have video surveillance in and around that area, as well as just the cooperation of who we believe are parties involved. And that can definitely impact the success or the length of those particular investigations. So I also want to reiterate that the Fitchburg Police Department, as well as the Madison Police Department, have attempted to go into a joint venture on a grant to partner with community stakeholders to hopefully prevent violence proactively instead of reactively, which is more often than not how we get involved in these incidents. So it's very important for the community, even if they hear shots fired, they should be calling the police department. I would much rather have our officers come out, investigate it, find out it's fireworks, than never hearing about it until 2 to 3 days later, and then it actually be a verified shots fired event. It can limit our ability to obtain evidence. It just makes the investigation that more difficult to get on top of, instead of just reacting 2 days later. So if they do see anything out of place, people out of place, something that looks like it's starting to escalate, do not hesitate to call the police, because we'd much rather step in prior to anybody getting hurt or some sort of uninvolved consequences from bystanders.
I appreciate the update, Matt. And quickly too, if you could, where can people submit tips to? So there's a lot of different ways to submit tips, submit anonymously. But where can people do that?
Well, of course, anybody can call 911. Of course, if they do see something or hear shots fired or see some sort of incident escalating, Otherwise, they can also call our non-emergency line at the Fitchburg Police Department, 608-270-4300. Otherwise, they can call Crime Stoppers. They can submit a tip anonymously online through our police department website. So they have varying degrees. Also are on our Facebook page as well. So.
All right, turning our attention to joining the team. We have a new police chief that's joining our team. Plus, we're looking for people to join our team. So first, just an update and congrats on a new hire of a police chief coming from the Police and Fire Commission. Tell us what's happening on that front.
So the other night at the Police and Fire Commission on Monday, I believe, the 27th of September, the Police and Fire Commission offered a formal position of police chief to former Milwaukee Chief of Police Alfonso Morales. So I think our department is eager to finally put the hiring process to bed and move forward with the new chief. Obviously, Alfonso does have some conditions to work through prior to his start date, and nothing has been formalized as of yet, but we're looking at him starting sooner rather than later.
All right, in the police department, we are looking to hire officers, whether you have experience or not have experience. We would love you to join our team.
Correct. That hiring process is set to close or the application process, I should say, set to close on October 10th. You can find out more information at fitchburgwi.gov in the employment section. We also have information on our police department Facebook page if you do have any questions. It does, like you did say, Jeremy, it does offer up a entry-level hiring process, and as well as we do have a lateral officer hiring process as well. So officers from other jurisdictions with certain levels of experience can come in at a higher level of pay, and as well as additional leave time. So that's a benefit to other officers with experience.
Fantastic. Finally, talking in the property crimes, you'd mentioned this to me, and I want to get it out there that we definitely share plenty of tips online and talk about it a lot. But you guys are actually willing to come out and speak to community groups and to share information related to anti-property theft.
Right. Any time that we can offer up any level of crime prevention tips. Property crime, it's one of those things that's out there. It's prevalent, but it's extremely preventable types of crimes. So we're doing our part from a department standpoint, having officers in the communities, trying to do those active patrols during those typical periods where property crimes do happen, such as overnight, making contact at residents, having them close their doors, identifying any suspicious activity. But you're absolutely right, Jeremy. If there is some sort of community group or neighborhood association that would like some more direct attention to their particular neighborhood through a meeting, to allow them the opportunities to ask questions of officers, what types of statistics or patterns are occurring in their neighborhoods, I highly encourage them to reach out to the police department. We definitely can make those arrangements, whether it's virtually, whether it's in person. We can definitely meet with them, to speak with them, try to provide them with some sort of information that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable, and just raise awareness of being a good neighbor. And if their neighbor's garage door is open or something suspicious is going on around their homes, to kind of open up those lines of communication between neighbors. Because in the end, if you have a good neighbor or a good support system within the neighborhood, it can greatly reduce anything that a police officer driving through their neighborhood can do.
Absolutely, and we'll keep getting the message out for you as we do, and we appreciate your time and information, Matt, and thank you to everything you and the department is doing. Keep up the good work out there, and we'll look forward to checking back with the department next month.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
You bet. Matt Leahy, you're acting police chief right now, and we appreciate his time and effort meeting with us here and sharing the information. We'll take a break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today for the Fitchburg Star, it is our star, Kimberly. Welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing just fine. Thanks.
I'm glad you're here with us, and we got a lot of news to get to, a lot of stuff happening this week, and we do this for our council recap is what we're doing this for, and you take the time to help us with this, and we are so thankful that you do that. And we start with the big news coming in this week. It was a new police chief. Tell us the details from what you've gathered for this new police chief.
Yeah, well, technically, I didn't gather anything because I actually had my course in all transparency. I had my correspondent Kate covering it. So I am just going to regurgitate what she reported on. So we have a new police chief. His name is Alfonso Morales. He most recently was the City of Milwaukee police chief. He retired. There was a little bit of lawsuit going on there, and he ended up settling with the city for a little over $600,000. But so he is now Fitchburg's police chief. He was chosen from 4 semifinalists that participated in a oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it, a public forum back in August, and then the Police and Fire Commission narrowed that down the day later, and so then they chose between Morales and Vic Seaback. So from what I hear from Kate, they deliberated on Monday for a little over 2 hours, and Morales got 3 yes votes and 2 no votes. So was definitely split on the vote there. But that is who they hired.
You betcha, and he'll got a couple more things to go through, and all of that clears out. He will be here in the next couple of weeks, so we'll watch for that. And Kimberly, we've got the first interview lined up for him, so don't even ask. Yeah, we've got this going.
What day is that? I'll see if I can beat it.
Yeah, I bet you. Kidding. We are excited to have Alfonso joining the Fitchburg team here. Other news from the council meeting, we had the hub had some signage that was approved.
Yeah, so the council approved the overall concept design. And so really what that means is it allows them to move forward with construction in spring of 2022. So the hub is going to be built, for people that don't know, it's going to be built in the North Fitchburg Road / Leopold neighborhood, right along Traceway Drive, right along that Nine Springs golf course area. So phase one will be on the north side of Traceway Drive. And so it is looking like it will include a community center, a playground, a bike track, all that fun stuff. So yep, they're planning on having that start construction in 2022 spring. And then they pushed the phase two back, which will be on the south side of the road, back by 1 year in the capital improvement plan. So yeah, you can look forward to some more development over in the North Fish Hatchery Road area. If you are not already sick and tired of the construction over there already. So
hey, the road construction's almost done, Kimberly. We're excited, and we're excited for the hub as well. So we'll keep everybody up to date on that. Turning over to the mayor's proposed 2020 budget came out as well. Tell us the details you're learning from this.
Yeah, so the city of Fitchburg each year has to go through a process of determining what its operating budget is for the following year. And really what defines the wiggle room that the budget has is a lot of it is the net new construction seen in the city. And so the city had a lot of net new construction. 5.35% of the city's entire value, which is a little bit less than $4 billion, came from buildings built in this last year that came on the tax rolls. So the city gained a lot of flexibility. But unfortunately, a lot of it is going to Town of Madison annexation. So they're going to be hiring approximately 15 new staff members within the next year in order to provide services for the 1,500 Town of Madison students, or not students, residents, who will then become City of Fitchburg residents as of October 2022. So it's a little bit of, here's your allowance, but you need to spend it on the window you broke 20 years ago to fix it. Not saying that the Town of Madison annexation is broken, but more so you have to kind of do your due diligence with this money instead of getting to use it for fun things. So
yeah. No, and we're excited for the Town of Madison to come on board. Excited to welcome all the residents that will be coming in for the parts that Fitchburg will be getting. So a lot more information coming on that, but yes, definitely an emphasis focus on that, and that's been a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, a good piece
to get to this point. So we're excited.
A good piece of the Town of Madison annexation also is that it looks like, and I don't have all the details on this, but it looks like the city of Fitchburg will be able to actually count those residents in the census when they do their redistricting. And that was something that we weren't quite sure if they were going to be allowed to do. So it looks like people who are currently Town of Madison residents but will become City of Fitchburg residents will be allowed to be counted in redistricting and will have that equal and fair vote as all the other districts. So that's also pretty exciting.
Yeah, we got redistricting stuff starting next week here. So funny you say that. You can catch all that action here on Fact TV and of course at the Fitchburg Star. To wrap up, it is homecoming season, and we've got a couple of school districts with some homecomings, especially this Friday.
Yes. So Verona's is today. So you did not know, the parade starts in the afternoon. 3:30, 4 o'clock ish. So they actually have a new parade route because of the new high school. So if you're looking to go to the parade, you are going to want to go camp out along West Verona Avenue instead of along Main Street. So make sure you're not sitting along North Main Street waiting for the parade. You will get zero candy.
Well, you'll be hearing all of the action going on. You'll be like, where's the parade? And then you're like, oh no, it's on the other side.
You will have to walk down to Miller's and buy your own candy if you go there.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
But then Oregon is next Friday. So the Oregon Homecoming Parade will start at the high school on North Perry Parkway. I don't know the exact route yet, but you can expect that it will start and end at high school. So if you gravitate towards the high school, you have a pretty good bet of getting something. So
Perfect. Well, we're pumped either way that this is coming up here, and yeah, we'll have Friday Night Football here on Fact TV, and of course, you can catch all of the action and the recaps through the Fitchburg Star through your sports section. It's awesome.
Well, I'm really all about making sure people get free candy. I could care less about the sports of it. Get your free candy. It's October.
Make sure you get your spot, make sure you get your candy, have your bag ready, and cheer as loud as you can.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm looking out for the people here.
I'm pretty sure that any parade from here on out, I'm going to make sure that I'm sitting by you because I think I would have a lot of fun. That's all I'm saying. She's like, yep, speechless. All right. Well, if people want to find out more information about what's going on at the Star and up-to-date news, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can go to fitchburgstar.com. Just a reminder, if people have the Fitchburg Star bookmarked from a few months ago, redo your bookmark because it is a different website now, and it will probably send you to a 404 error not found page. So make sure you're going to fitchburgstar.com or connectfitchburg.com. We keep it updated weekly with fresh news and community events and sports. So we also have a newsletter that goes out. So you won't want to miss those things.
Every Thursday. Look forward to it.
Of course. That's the best part of your Thursday, right?
Sure it is. No, it is. All right, Kimberly, thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking with you. You stay safe out there, and we'll check back in with you in a couple of weeks.
I will try to not get hit today of going and reaching for candy at the parade. So
if you come home with nothing and I interview you next time and you say I didn't get any candy, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna hold up some candy or something, like I've got a big bag here for you, and yeah.
I'll come trick-or-treating at the city hall later this month.
Gosh, that means we have to leave candy out for you. And that's where we'll end this interview right now. Kimberly, thank you. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihavepreddiabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show. I want to thank Matt Leahy from the Fitchburg Police Department for helping us out, and of course Kimberly from the Fitchburg Star. Check out the Fitchburg Star on either their update every Thursday or the newspaper comes out monthly, and said check out the website for the latest information. As we wrap up here, remember you can stay connected with Fact TV all weekend long, and I want to wish the Wildcats a happy homecoming tonight. And we hope you tune in for that game starting at 7, or you'll be able to rewatch it real soon at all of these great places. Have a great weekend.